this. And we're happy to be here. We're hoping that people will jump in and be able to share or listen to the amazing story that we're going to have in just a few minutes with our special guest. Let me tell you a little bit about ourselves and the show and what we do. We are all about positive pageantry. Generally, you get to hear about all of the oops and the bloopers from a pageant from the night before, or how someone interpreted an answer from the night before, and the controversy that came with that. Or you get to see reality television. We all know that none of that is real. Pageantry Now is all about shining a light on the things that amazing men and women are doing, using a crown and being able to make a difference in the world, and being able to share their stories and share their experiences and what they've been able to do to win their titles, and then what they're doing with their titles. Again, I am Stacey Cheryl Simpson. I am the host. I'm also the reigning Mrs. Accomplished American. And I can see right now that our special guest is here. So I'm just going to request for everybody, if you can, to please make sure, if you haven't already, to fan us here. And then, of course, you can like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PageantryNOW. Or you can go back and watch this video later on, if you want to, on our YouTube page at PageantryNOW Media. So without any ado, I'm going to go ahead and add our guest. And also, please make sure you share this with your friends too and invite them. So we would really appreciate as many shares as we can get, as well as many captured moments. So if you hear something that's being said and you're really moved by it and you really want people to be able to hear it and be able to see it on our page, please do capture that moment and share it with us. We would greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please invite your friends. So Pop-Tart, come on, I see you're in the room, so invite your fans. We need more people here. Hi, Sandra. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Tracy, I'm not sure you're getting in the invite. Didn't get it. Okay. For the guest, it'll say, it's like a little camera. See if you can get in the guest queue. For the most part, I can't invite you automatically. So if you would be so kind, there's a little camera with a happy face on it. Get in there, and then it will see if we can get you to get in the queue and hopefully be able to get you on here as quickly as possible. I'm going to try one more. See if we can get it to work. Hurry, hurry, hurry. I hate technical issues. It's always hard when we're trying to guess people and we can't get them to come in. Hey, Super, what's up? Thanks. Hey, LaBouffe, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. My name is Stacey Cheryl Simpson. This is Pageantry Now. We're getting ready to have a very special guest. She's Ms. America International 2017. And hopefully she'll be able to log in. I mean, she's in. I see her. Tracy, can you hear me? I don't know if you can type in the... Here, let's see if I try it one more time. I see that you're in. If you can hear me, do me a favor. Like I said, try to get into the guest queue. It looks like a camera with a happy face. And that should allow you to be able to, for me to be able to click on you and allow you to come on. So while we're trying to figure out the technical issues, which it's always hard doing this live. Again, we're all about positive pageantry and being able to do the things. Hey, Mia, what's up? The things and show the highlights of what amazing people are out there doing in pageantry. We usually have title holders on, but we sometimes have coaches on or directors that are on. We're going to try to see. I miss you too. Thanks for being here. We're doing shows now. At least weekly on Sundays, just not every day. So you can see me hopefully at least once a week. We're doing a show this Sunday as well. Sunday at 6 p.m. we are going to have Mrs. Earth International. and she's going to be a special guesting from India. So we're praying that goes really well, because sometimes it's hard when it's Wi-Fi from another country. So hopefully that'll go. All right, let's see if we can get this to work. Tracy, do me a favor, Trace. If it doesn't work, then try logging out and logging back in, okay? I don't know if you're seeing the invite, seeing where it says it's inviting guest. All right, let's see. We cancel that. Try one more time. Technical issues. Yay, it's working. Hey, gorgeous! How are you?
I'm good. I apologize. I was having some trouble with my browser, so I went to the phone.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it's hard on the computer, and I don't know why. Hold on one second. I got a tickle in my throat. I apologize. All right, so first of all, let me just say congratulations. It's a celebration day. I want you to introduce yourself and tell us your title and your story.
Well, my name is Tracy Rogers. I'm the reigning Ms. America International 2017. And basically my story, today marks the 6-year anniversary date of a tragic, devastating car accident that I had, but it actually set in motion my platform that I speak for and to audiences across the country now. Your Tomorrow Starts Today, which is a message of hope and inspiration and perseverance. Basically, just dictating that no adverse event or circumstance gets to define you. So I used my own personal story to set my platform in motion when I went and competed for nationals at Ms. America International.
Great. So really quick, I'm going to show some of the photos that you sent to me. They didn't upload until today, so that was the reason I didn't do it before. But this is what the car looked like before.
Yeah.
This is what the car looked like afterwards.
Well, that was my 2010 Chevy Camaro. The top one was the Camaro that I was in the accident on, and then the bottom one was the new car that I bought just a year ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, right.
And then this is what if you guys can see the graphs, and you can see all the casts on her legs. And then this is the amazing rockin' bod that she has now. I think it is, beyond being miraculous, which I think is really, there's no other way to say it. When these moments happen and somebody is there watching over you, and they scoop you up and they say, you're going to be okay. And you get to that moment where you start to believe that you're going to be okay.
Right.
Different.
Yeah, it was one of those things. I mean, people often ask me when I speak I had an opportunity to be a keynote speaker and speak at functions for young adults and that sort of thing. And the question that always comes up was, did you know at that time what you were made of? Like, did you know how strong you were? And honestly, my parents I have 4 other siblings. I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. And we were definitely raised knowing that we could do hard things. And that was something that my mom instilled in us from the time that we were young. It's something that, all of us, my siblings and I, have practiced and lived by. But, the old saying is true, is that you never know how strong you are until the only option is to be strong. You really, really don't. I think when the accident first happened, I remember the doctors telling me, you had these broken bones, you had this and that. Nobody ever told me really. And I mean, I'm a nurse. I am an expert witness. I had been a nurse at that time for 21 years. I was well versed in trauma and emergency situation, orthopedics. But in my mind, the only thing that I could really process was, I had broken back, neck, legs, arms, everything was broken from the neck down. And God knew he could break everything from the neck down. Don't touch the face and she'll be okay. You know, we all have a breaking point. That would have probably been mine. But the thing is when it was easier to break it down into one day at a time than look at a big picture as a whole. And so I think in not looking at the sheer gravity of everything, it was easier to take it in small bits and just work through it a day at a time. And actually it took years. You know, I had the 29 surgeries over the span of just about 4 years. And honestly, by the time they did my 29th surgery, I can tell you I was over it. Like I was really done. You know, at first you're like, yes, just get me walking, get the rods in, get the pins and screws and bolts and whatever else you need to do in. And then it reaches a point of you're like, if I have to be stuck or poked or prodded or in physical therapy one more time or anything like that, you know, I was really over it. And that's when I feel like falling back on those values, those things that my parents had instilled to us, you know, as children, like you can do hard things. And my mom always used to say, the sun always rises after each dark night. You know, it's true. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. And sometimes when we're going through those things, it's hard to see that light. It's so hard to see. You think that tunnel is never going to come to an end. And somehow it always does. Now, I'd be the first to tell you it's not always, we don't always end up with it being the exact way that we had wanted it, but I truly feel blessed. You know, this morning I woke up and I really was overcome with emotion. I shed a few tears. I knelt down and thanked my Heavenly Father that I'm here and that I have an opportunity to even do things like clean my house and fold some laundry and do the things that I wasn't able to do, you know, for some time. Those are things that we don't actually appreciate, the terrible things that we hate each day until we can't even do them. So
I absolutely understand. I am absolutely empathetic. My 6-year anniversary of my accident will be July 21st. And I am still unable to do those things like fold laundry and do the house chores. So, you know, I'm still in physical therapy and I know, you know, there are good days and there are bad days. And I'm just going to take them as I can and deal with them the best way I can. And I just so admire not only what you've been able, not only what you've been able to live through, but like this amazing journey that you've turned your life into. You know, for you to have gone, you know, from almost every part of your body broken to winning the title of Ms. America, and really being motivated to change your body, change your life. You know, you took physical therapy to the next step and just, you know, went hardcore with your training, which is, you know, really phenomenal. I cannot do that because I have heart issues, but, you know, I look at you and I go, oh my gosh, that's goals. That's goals. And I want other people to be able to experience that. I want people to see that no matter how bad it is, and you know, there's bad days for all of us. We all face tragedy in some way, shape, or form. And there's always something that's going to get in our way and make us feel like we are unsuccessful. So how do you deal with those moments? I mean, this morning you got up and that emotion came over you. You know, and I get that. So how did that feel, and how do you use that as to change not just your life, but other people's lives?
Well, and it is, I think that is the hardest thing of all, is to maintain, not lose yourself amidst everything that can be going wrong. Because sometimes that is a part of the message that I share. I work a lot with personal injury patients or clients, work a lot in the medical malpractice arena. I see patients as a nurse, and sometimes, oftentimes, it's easy to let those adverse events or circumstances define us. It becomes who we are. And instead of maintaining a sense of myself, like, no, I'm Tracy Rogers. I'm not that accident. It's a part of who I am, but it will not define me. It will not be what my ultimate outcome is. I have a great desire to return to some degree of normalcy. I finally got on skis this last year, snow skis.
Yay!
It took me Yeah, 6 years to get there was crazy. Well, 5.5. You know, my kids and I have skied and skied every single winter, and I've been up with them since and hadn't been able to ski. I honestly, I couldn't even get my foot in the ski boot because of the ankle surgery that I had done this year. I got it in there. They had me in a knee brace and a wrist brace, and it's not like I was skiing anything great. I was really a phenomenal skier in high school, but I would say that I skied probably more like a sophomore in high school. It wasn't like pizza cutter, but it wasn't, I wasn't doing the slalom. But for me to be able to do something that was something that I had done before that I loved, that was a huge step for me. And I think in finding ourselves, when you go through these adverse events, there were things that I learned about myself. Like there were things that I didn't like doing anymore that I used to love doing prior to the accident. Like I used to love painting and decorating and kind of doing a house overhaul. And I learned that my body doesn't love climbing up and down stairs or ladders anymore. And those things that I think, there were things that I used to really enjoy doing that I don't like anymore. And there are things that I found that I enjoy doing that I didn't even know that I would love. And so sometimes it's a matter of finding out like who this new person is after you go through these events or circumstances, but certainly not letting those adverse events become who you are. And more than that, it's a matter of every single day finding something to be grateful for. And I can tell you there were times where some of my darkest days where I would wake up and just think, like I can't do this. This isn't how I imagined my life to be 20 years ago, when I was 18 or 20 and you're just starting out. But you tell yourself, I'm grateful for the air I get to breathe today. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful I'm still here. And reminding yourself of the blessings that you have every day, even as simplistic as that sounds, is really what kind of brings everything back to reality about really what is important in your life. Everything else, the relationships that you have with your friends and family, your relationship with God, those kind of things to me anyway are what is most important in my life. Because when all is said and done, at the end of the day, is it who you have in your life and how you've lived your life that is going to be the greatest tribute that you can give to yourself, to your family, the greatest legacy that you can leave. And so for me, it was one of those things that I wanted to show my kids, your mom can do hard things. That when life handed me a bad card, that I didn't fold or give in to that adverse event or circumstance, that I came back fighting as hard as I could do. And hopefully in the end come out to be a better person than I was before I went into that.
Well, do you feel like you've been able to make an impact not just on your children, but do you feel like you're traveling the country now, you're able to see different people at different appearances? How do you feel that the impact has been, and are you moved by it? Do you get emotional by it? How do you deal with that?
I do. I'm always touched by people that reach out to me. I get a lot of private messages through Facebook with people that I may not be friends with at that time on Facebook, but somebody who has seen something run publicly. And in fact, I will tell you this, there was a gentleman last Wednesday, the day that I spoke as a keynote speaker up in Portland at the RIMS organization. He sent a message that morning, and I just felt like I was so I get very emotional by things like this because people will never know. I don't know this gentleman. I've never met him. And yet he was kind enough to take a few minutes and send me a message and just tell me that he's followed my story and how my story has inspired him and that he has shared it with his family. And what sweet, kind words to come from a complete stranger. And I don't think that he'll know that for as much as he is telling me that wasn't my story is an inspiration to him. People that reach out and do those kind of things have touched me far more than anything that I could ever give to them. And it's just one more way that I think as people as a whole, as society, that we keep those threads woven that keep us believing in humanity and having strength in the day. And so yeah, I'm always touched by people who will respond back or share their stories with me. I love hearing other people's stories of hope and inspiration because I don't think there's anyone that gets through this life ever that doesn't go through some adverse event or circumstance. It just doesn't happen. Life isn't for sissies, you know?
Right. Well, that was when, I mean, I think everybody probably knows, but I was diagnosed September 11th, 1996 with terminal cancer, and I was given 8 weeks to live. And generally when I say that, I have to wait for everyone to go, oh, it's fine, I'm fine. And, you know, and then I've had 3 other cancers. And then, you know, 6 years ago, I was hit by a truck riding my bicycle, training for a triathlon. And you know, I have to kind of like spoon feed it to people and wait for the gasps when I speak at events. And then I go, I'm okay. Yeah. And don't think that my story is any less important than yours. Because at the end of the day, each of us is faced with their own, I say your cancer, your own trauma, your own experience that will define you. And it's who you are on the other side that is the difference. If you give up and you give in and you don't fight, then you lose the battle, and that's a loss for all of us. But if you get up and you fight and you move forward, and life changes, there's no doubt about it. There's always some catharsis that happens. It's like the cocoon. And, well, you know, the caterpillar, the cocoon, and then this amazing butterfly that comes out on the other side. And so being able to do that and being able to inspire people, I think, is really the best part of what we do with pageants. I mean, who would think that wearing a crown would give us the opportunities? But it's like the best opportunity ever. So yeah, I'm very grateful.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like because I was the reigning Miss Nevada United States when the accident happened, and I was due to compete at nationals the next week, you know, when that happened, it was really out of my mind. Of course, my friends and family were like, oh, you can go back and do that. And I'm laying in a hospital bed in a giant neck brace and a turtle shell back brace and pins and screws. And I'm like, there's no way this is going to happen. And I'm so grateful for those people that kind of gave me that little extra push that was like, you know what, you've got a great story. You have a great attitude. Why don't you go share that? And again, it just comes back to that fabric of life. Those people that love us and support us, you know, ultimately any person going through any adverse event or trial or circumstance, oftentimes we feel like we're walking on that on our own. And ultimately, you're the only person that can do the work. But it's sure great to have a sideline of cheerleaders, of people who cheer you on and love you and want good things for you, and then share in your rejoicement of overcoming those things. And so, you know, my heart goes out to all those people who have loved me and supported me. Certainly my friends and family, you know, when they crowned me, the night that I was crowned, the whole production, of course, you know, you're like, walk out, hit your mark, they crown you, you wave, you walk the other side. It's choreographed, obviously, because it's a production. So the whole moment just hadn't sunk in. And it wasn't until we had the Queen's Ball that evening when I had a chance to look down at my friends and family who had come. And boy, I'll tell you what, the tears came, because those people have seen me through a lot and loved me even when I probably didn't deserve much love, because I was frustrated and probably had off days like anyone. And certainly probably my kids got the brunt of that. But neat moments to hold on to. So
I get it. Without my team, I mean, I didn't think I was ever going to walk again 6 years ago. I mean, and pageants again? No, there was no way. I was never going to do a pageant again. And yet in this broadcast right now is my pageant director that I cannot live without, is my best friend, my best cheerleader. She's the one that keeps me going when there are days when I absolutely can't. I mean, at my last pageant, I had a heart attack, and she was there, and she made sure that I was okay.
Taken care of. Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
There are good people everywhere we go. Makes me grateful for that. And, when people talk about humanity or how people are to one another, my view is very different probably compared to others' view, because I know that I wouldn't be where I'm at today without the love and support of those people who've seen me through it. So I'm with you on that end.
Yeah, no. Well, I know you wanted to keep this as short as possible. We've gone a little bit longer than you wanted to. I want to congratulate you. I want to celebrate this amazing moment. I know what a big deal it is. I know what a big deal it is. So when you are faced with insurmountable odds, and the farther away you get from it, sometimes you get a little less clarity, and it just becomes, oh, that thing that happened. So I think it's super important that we take those moments to take that deep breath that morning and go, 6 years ago today, my life changed forever, and look at what I've been able to do with that. So
Right.
What are your final words for everybody? What do you want to share with them today?
Just, again, not waiting for the future to, a lot of times, like I said, my platform is Your Tomorrow Starts Today, that no matter what's going on in our life today, don't stop living your life because of something that you're going through. Make sure you live every day. Could be your last day. You never know. Mine got changed in a matter of a few seconds, which was totally unexpected. And then to know also that this too will pass. Somehow, some way, these things always pass. And to always just know that there are people out there pulling for you, people that love you. Please feel free to reach out to me. I love stories. I do. I love hearing other people's stories of inspiration. Anyway, love my friends and family. Love this day.
How can we find you? Where can people reach out to you at?
I'm on Facebook, Tracy Jones Rogers. That's Rodgers. And I'm also Ms. America International page. And then on the Miss America, that's Ms. America website as well. So there's numerous ways that you can reach out to me. You can send messages through private messenger. Like I said, I love to hear the stories. So appreciate you giving me an opportunity to share in this day. It does. I don't know what's better anymore, my birthday or this month. And my family teases because my birthday's in February and I celebrate all of February. Now I'm like, yeah, June's my month too. So
I own it. My birthday's in June, so we celebrate all of June.
There we go.
And then the accident was in July, so we celebrate in July, and then my cancer was in September, so we just kind of party a little bit.
One big party, right? Life got to be a party.
Yeah, and it should be.
Thank you so much.
It
should be.
Every day should be a celebration. The thing I always say is, they call it a present. I get up in the morning, I open it up. It may be Cracker Jacks, but it may be the best holiday gift-giving experience you ever wanted, and you're never going to know unless you open it up.
Right. That's right. You just got to stay strong. So,
right.
Anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. God bless you too. And what a sweet friendship. I'm so glad we had a chance to connect months ago. So very exciting.
Yeah, I am too. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be able to have you. And, anytime you want to come on, you've got something to say, send me a message, let me know. We're good to go. We'll figure it out.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. You have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye, sweetheart. Love.
Bye.
All right, everybody. Thank you, Tracy, for joining us again. She's Ms. America International 2017. You can find her on the Ms. America International website or on Facebook at Tracy Jones Rogers with a D. And you can send her a message if you want to. If you have not already, please fan us. And you can always find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at PageantryNOW. Or you can go back and watch this on YouTube at PageantryNOW Media. And we look forward to seeing all of you guys Sunday night. We're doing a show at 6 o'clock with Mrs. Earth International 2016. She's from India, so she's going to be telling us all about her experience with the Mrs. Earth program, and look forward to spending some time with Maddie and being able to talk about her experience. So I will see you guys Sunday night at 6 o'clock. Be there. Thank you so much. As we end every show with, please be kind to one another. If I can type it. Hashtag be kind to one another. Thank you, Ellen DeGeneres, for inspiring me to be a better person and inspiring all of us to love each other. That's a wrap, everybody. We'll see you soon.